Dimple, the thing that I've come to you is more that I can't digest my foods. Like normal food, home food, I just can't digest it. And I've gone to a lot of doctors because I tend to bloat up, and then bloating up has a lot of consequences. It's not a regular bloating up. If I show you my pictures of how I bloat up, like I can't leave home for the next 2 or 3 days.
Have you heard of something called leaky gut syndrome?
I have been researching about it, and
Yeah.
the symptoms look very similar to mine.
So you know what? You know that this is an Ayurveda clinic, and we use Ayurvedic methods to treat. When I started the clinic, we started researching. What is the most common, issue that people face in cities? Bloating, indigestion, water retention, constipation, diarrhea, irritable bowel syndrome, anxiety, stress, depression, skin issues like psoriasis, eczema. The one thing that's common between all of these disorders is unhealthy colon and leaky gut syndrome. And these are things that you never detect in an MRI or a CT scan or an X-ray, right? These are things that are not going to be easy to detect. But the root cause of most of these problems is a leaky gut syndrome. So what's a gut? Gut is where the food passes after digestion. So it's your large intestine, it's your small intestine, and it's your colon, right? Now the gut is the thinnest membrane in your body. It's literally thinner than your hair strand. And it's basically cells held together in a conjunction like this, okay? It's literally just a conjunction. It's not a bag, it's not a skin, it's not a airtight space. When we eat refined foods like refined oil, refined ghee, refined sugar, refined flour like maida, and refined wheat nowadays has become one of the biggest culprit.
Yeah.
And everyone's blaming the wheat for it.
Yeah.
Wheat has nothing to do with it. But when it's refined, it starts leaking from the gut into your bloodstream. And then the toxins start circulating to all your organs, be it your liver, your kidney, your intestines, your gallbladder, and that starts causing other issues in your health. The root cause of most of your problems is just leaky gut syndrome.
So tell me something, then why is it that here in Bombay I can't digest food, back home in central India I can't digest food, but when I go to North India or when I'm traveling abroad, like certain countries like a Thailand or something, I bloat up to another level, but maybe like a UK or something, it just doesn't happen. What is the reason? Why can I eat in Amritsar like everything that I want to eat and not eat here?
Yeah, you're able to digest all the parathas and
Everything.
all the
lassis, everything.
Yeah. Have you noticed a difference in the taste of food
Yes,
in Amritsar and
absolutely.
Mumbai
Absolutely.
and Delhi?
Yeah.
So what happens in Mumbai and Delhi is we don't do chakki kat. We get atta from the dukan, from the shop, from the banya shop, right? And not just that, the atta that we eat has come from a factory. It hasn't come from the farm directly. When it goes through a machine, the atta becomes really refined. The wheat becomes so refined that it can cause holes in your gut and leak from your gut into your bloodstream. But what happens in Amritsar is they do something called chakki kata. Chakki kata is basically like putting atta in a chakki and making it out of hand. So the grains are coarser, they're thicker, they're bigger. They get dissolved in the bloodstream very slowly. They get digested and assimilated in your gut very slowly. They don't start leaking from the gut into the bloodstream. That's one of the main reasons. Going back to your roots is literally the only solution that we have. And Ayurveda, as you know, is a 5,000-year-old Ayurvedic science. It's a healthcare practice that has been practiced for 5,000 years in India. Luckily for us, Kerala has preserved the tradition. And the whole point is, we need to make Ayurveda a daily household practice, not something that you go to when you're sick.
But do you really think that this can help me, because of medication and so many doctors and everything's not been able to help me? But I think you're the first person, honestly, who's identified my problem as a leaky gut, because none of the other people have been able to identify the same as.
We want people to understand what an unhealthy colon is. That's responsible for 90% of the diseases, right from depression, clinical depression, to constipation, to the common cold, to your psoriasis, eczema, and acne. An unhealthy colon.
It is such a big social pressure, because for people, they think that, oh, she's not eating this much, or she's not eating at our place, or she's not eating out because maybe she's dieting to look a certain way, or maybe she doesn't like the food at ours, or maybe she's not social enough, that's why she's not drinking, or not even having a single drink. It is a huge social pressure, but I can't sit down there and explain it to them that, if I have a drink, then for the next 2 days I'm going to be in bed, because my body just goes for a toss, like a total toss, and I cannot walk out of the house at all. If I eat a carb-full meal, then I cannot step out of the house because my mind goes for a toss. It's unbelievable.
I mean, it's true that we have a lot of social pressures, but then if I asked you an honest question, tell me, who's your best friend?
I have a couple of best friends.
And if I tell you you're wrong, and if I give you the right answer, would you believe me?
Yeah.
So your best friend is your body. There's nothing better than your own body. Okay? If your body doesn't survive the day-to-day damages, there's no point of existing, right? Your existence becomes impossible. If we were given this beautiful body that's fully operational, fully functional, we have like beautiful limbs, eyes, ability to see, hear, taste, and touch. There's a sense of responsibility that comes with this gift or with this duty. I wouldn't call the body a gift. I would call the body a duty because it comes with a sense of responsibility to take care of it. So you don't have to really buckle under social pressures to drink, to smoke, or to eat a certain kind of food, or to socialize late nights. You can socialize late nights and just have a bowl of soup and not have to eat, which is what we do. What's more important is understanding your body type, right? There are 5 elements in the body: earth, water, fire, air, and space. You're only made of these 5 elements. There's nothing astronomical about us. All your other things like ego, identity, emotions, feeling, personality, all of that is man-made. Nature made you with only 5 elements, right? Now, if any of these 5 elements goes out of balance, it is going to cause diseases connected to that element.
Agreed.
Make sense?
Agreed.
So when earth and water comes together, it becomes kapha dosh. When water and fire comes together, it becomes pitta dosh. When air and space comes together, it becomes vata dosh. Now, if your vata is high, which we figure out during the Nadi Pariksha, you'll have ailments connected to that dosha. So that's understanding your body type, and your body type doesn't change mostly for the rest of your life. It stays the same. It's determined at the time of conceiving based on the health of the sperm, health of the egg, health of the uterus, and the kind of food that the mother had, right? So your dosha is determined at birth, and it stays the same, literally like a zodiac sign. You don't change your zodiac sign with your birthday, right? So similarly, your dosha doesn't change, ideally. But you may have imbalances, right? What Ayurveda does is it fixes those imbalances at the root. So we're not talking about, say, gallbladder, liver, intestine. We're talking about the elements in the body, and we fix it and we bring it back into balance. The minute everything is in balance, your body knows how to function on its own. It has an intuitive intelligence on what to eat, when to eat, how to eat. All you have to do is listen to it.
That's why when you eat something wrong, you either get acidity or gas, or you throw it up.
And have you noticed mixed emotions when you eat something wrong?
Oh yes. Absolutely.
Because your gut is your second brain.
Absolutely.
When you feel anxious, scared, excited, nervous, you feel it in the gut first.
Oh, you're talking my body language now, honestly. And let's get started with this.